Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to see some more parameters, some more definitions, some more topics in the confidence interval, and after that we are going to see one example also, right? But I would just want to revise previously that what we have done in the last video. So in the last video I introduced you to confidence level, right? That actually what is confidence level, and basically then we had discussed about the interval of numbers, right? That what are interval of numbers. Then we had moved towards some points which you need to be remember for the confidence interval, and then we had just discussed one like form for the confidence interval, right? That was post estimate minus margin of error, comma post estimate plus margin of error. Okay, so now we'll be starting from this point only today. So what I will be just doing is that I will be opening one new file here, that is this one, and right now here from here I will just start here. So just let me quickly take the color, and let's say I'm just taking the color as black here. Fine. Now what is actually, so here I would just write one thing. I would just like let you know one thing here, that margin of error. Okay, previously we had seen that what is margin of error, right? We had just used this term previously, correct? So now here I just want to tell you one more name that is there for the margin of error. So margin of error is called as, now is called as basically is called as the bound error bound for a population mean. Okay, for a population, I'm just writing the short form for the population mean. So margin of error is also called as the error bound for the population mean. Okay, so this is the second name for the margin of error, and that is basically the like just one second, let me take the highlight. Yeah, so the like margin of error is also called as the error bound for a population mean. So this is also a thing which you can just call for the error bound for a population. Okay, so you can just keep this thing in mind, right? Now what I have, so now when I just like change the name for this, so the form which we had seen previously, that form was, just let me quickly show you that form once more, because we had seen in the starting, yeah, this one, post estimate minus margin of error, comma post estimate plus margin of error, right? So now we can just give some symbols to these. Okay, so I'll be now giving some symbol to these values to the form which I have just written right there. So what I will be taking, I will be taking a different color so that it like differs a little bit. So here I will be putting the bracket. So first was post mean, right? So I will put here as x bar. Okay, that was minus, and that was actually the margin of error. So in place of margin of error, I can just write the short form for error bound, this one which I just given the name, that is error bound for a population mean. So we can just give it a short form of as, let's say, EBM. Okay, this is a short form for error bound for a population mean. So here I can just write that short form EBM, comma x bar plus, and here it is EBM. Fine. So this is basically the short form of the form which we had seen previously, right? There we had given the English names to this. Basically, this was the post mean, and this was the this was what? This was the margin of error, right? It was again the post mean and margin of error. So here we had given the symbols to it. Okay, this is fine. Now, I just want to let you know one more thing, that basically what does this margin of error actually depends on. Okay, so here I would just write the margin of error. Okay, so we had just seen about the margin of error. So the margin of error depends on DE, and here I will be writing depends on confidence interval, sorry, confidence level. Okay, so the margin of error depends on the confidence level. So I am just writing the short form now, I'm just not using the whole name. Okay, so the margin of error depends on confidence level, right? This is done. Now what actually we can just like say for the confidence level, what we can just say for this confidence level. Okay, what is it? So here I will be now telling you about the confidence level. So the confidence level, okay, the confidence, previously we had seen only the confidence interval, right? Now we're just going to see the confidence level. So the confidence level is the percent of, is the, and I'm just putting the percent sign. Okay, I'm just not writing the whole. So the confidence level is the percent of confidence interval. Okay, here I'm just writing as confidence and then interval, confidence intervals that contain that contain the true population parameter, that contain the true population. I'm just using a short form for population, okay? True population parameter when repeated samples are taken, okay? When, here I would be writing when repeated samples are taken, fine. So this is actually what a confidence level is called. So confidence level is the percent of confidence intervals is a percent of confidence interval that contain the true population parameter when repeated samples are taken, right? So I hope it has got the idea right now that what actually are confidence level, okay? Now basically we had one more thing here, okay? Now what we have actually, that is actually a probability, okay? Now here I would be just like taking a different color for a while, and that is, let's say this one. Correct. So now here I would be writing that there is another probability, okay? Now there is another denotation, another symbol for a probability. So for that I'm just writing here there is another probability. So I'm just writing a short form. There is another probability called alpha. Okay, so alpha, like I would just write it as alpha, and in the bracket I would even make the sign for the alpha, okay? So there is another probability called alpha. Now what it is basically related to, okay? What it is basically used for, right? So I'm just writing the like symbol. So alpha is related to the confidence level, okay? Is related to the confidence level, comma, alpha is the probability, this is alpha, okay? Alpha is the probability that the interval, I've just come down here for a while, that the interval does not contain the unknown population parameter, does not, and here I would just write does not contain the unknown population parameter, okay? So in the previous video only we had just discussed about the population parameter, right? We had just seen one example, and then we had also discussed about the population parameters. So this is actually what this alpha is. So alpha is the probability that the interval does not contain the unknown population parameter, and there is one relation between the alpha and between the like confidence level, and that is alpha plus CL is equal to 1. So this is the relation which is between the alpha and the confidence level. So that is alpha plus confidence level is equal to 1, right? So I hope you just got the idea about some more terms for this confidence interval. So now just let me quickly take a recap, because after this we are just gonna like see the question, okay? So till now if you just have not heard me very carefully, so now also this is the correct time, you can just hear me very carefully whatever I am saying, okay? So firstly, we had seen that the margin of error is called as the error bound for a population mean. Okay, and we had given it a short form. You can just call it as an abbreviation, and that is EBM. Correct? Then the form which we had seen yesterday, we had converted that form into the symbols, right? So the symbols is actually x bar minus EBM, comma x bar plus EBM. Then we had seen that basically on what parameter does the margin of error depends. Okay, so we actually found that the margin of error depends on confidence level. And now what actually is confidence level? So the confidence level is the percent of confidence intervals that contain the true population parameter when repeated samples are taken, right? So we had seen actually what are the confidence level. Then we had seen one more part of the probability, and that was called alpha, right? There is another probability that is called as alpha. So alpha is related to the like confidence level, okay? Alpha is related to the confidence level. And alpha is the probability that the interval does not contain the unknown population parameter. Okay, so it is that probability that the interval does not contain the unknown population parameter. So the relation between alpha and like confidence level was alpha plus CL is equal to 1, right? So we have discussed about the theoretical things right now. Now just let me quickly move to the question for today. Yeah. So this is basically The question, this is a question, you can just treat it as an example, a very easy example, okay? Now, what is my actually question asking me? So it is saying that suppose we have collected data from a sample, okay? We know the sample mean, but we do not know the mean for the entire population. The sample mean is 7 and the error bound for the mean is 2.5. Now, if I just want to find that form, okay, that form which we had seen previously, how will I be just doing that thing? So for that, what actually I have two values here. Okay, I know x bar. Okay, I know x bar is equal to 7, right? And even I know that EBM. Okay, EBM, that is error bound for the mean, that is 2.5. I basically have these two values, right? So now what was the form for the confidence interval? So just let me quickly write here. So the confidence interval, we had already seen the form right now in the very starting. The confidence interval is, and what was that actually? So that was x bar minus EBM, comma, x bar plus EBM, right? This was the one. So what I would be doing, I would be putting the values here. So that would be 7 minus 2.5, comma 7 plus 2.5. So after calculation, what I would be getting here? So after calculation, I would be getting the output, that is 4.5, comma 9.5, right? These are the values which I just got here. So after calculating the value, so I just got, so what we can just say, this is the confidence interval. So the confidence interval is 4.5, comma 9.5. Now basically, just one second, right? So now basically from here we can just say one thing, we just conclude one thing. So that is basically, if the CL is 95%. Now just please listen to me very carefully, because I am just telling the most important part, okay? If the confidence level is 95%, then actually what we say, then we say that, now if you just got the confidence level as 95%, if you just want to explain the person that actually what it is, right? So what you will be saying, so if the confidence level is 95%, then we say that we estimate with 95% confidence, we estimate with 95% confidence, we estimate with 95% confidence that the true value of the, and here it is value, okay, that the true value of the population mean is between 4.5 and 9.5. Okay, just let me quickly write that. 4.5 and 9.5 downside is between 4.5 and 9.5. Okay, so whenever the confidence level is 95%, then actually what we can just say is that we estimate with 95% confidence that the true value of the population mean is between 4.5 and 9.5. Okay, so this is basically how we just solved a very simple question, right? Here we were just given everything. What we simply need to do is that we simply need to apply that form which we had seen and simply calculate the values. Okay, so that was x bar minus EBM, comma x bar plus EBM, and we just computed the values 4.5 and 9.5. So at even we just concluded that we estimate with 95% confidence that the true value of the population mean is between 4.5 and 9.5, right? So now I hope you just got the ideas about some more parameters, some more definitions in the confidence interval, and even you have got an idea that how to solve a question in confidence interval. If you just go, if you just get one question and they ask you to find the confidence interval, so how you will be solving that, right? So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.